Good morning, folks. We've got 5 papers to hit today, one on a big volcano eruption that happened during the last 12,000-year event, rest of the papers on the sun. We'll take a look at a big earthquake that happened last night, and of course, we are starting with our star. Got a couple more M-class solar flares, saw the plasma surging continue at some of the active regions, but we are still riding clear of major eruptive activity aimed at Earth. The incoming sunspot active regions have not been tremendously active, but several of them are still developing. Meanwhile, the southern departing active region has kept up its plasma ejections. These have been relatively consistent over the last several days, even without anything aimed at Earth. It is heading for the limb and far side here today. There's a minor event of note in the solar wind. A slightly denser, faster, and hotter stream of plasma in the solar wind occurred yesterday and drove the KP index up between 4 and 5. No significant effects from it, but it is noteworthy that we weren't expecting to see any enhancements until tomorrow. Top quake of the last day struck Argentina. The magnitude 6.6 event was deep at the low velocity zone and no damage has been reported up at the surface. Bit of good news there. So let's slide into the science papers and begin with this one on the negative impact of sunspot numbers on GDP. Data comes out of the Balkan states and clearly shows that higher solar activity has a hindering impact on economic productivity. Here in the United States, it has been known for years that it has a negative impact on the energy sector specifically. Good study here diving deeper into that negative effect of the solar cycle and inclement space weather events. Couple good papers out about upper-level forcing. This one fortifying the known science on the solar cycle impact to the large-scale tides of the atmosphere. These end up having secondary effects on the stratosphere and tropospheric patterns below. This one specifically discusses that same space weather impact on zonal winds, which have an even greater impact on the atmosphere and weather below, with attention paid to geomagnetic activity over short timescales and the 11-year sunspot cycle. Last but not least, folks, it has been well established that Taupo in New Zealand blew during the event 24,000 years ago, the Lake Mungo excursion and the last glacial maximum. But now, they are saying there was also a much younger eruption, and they put its time frame in direct overlap with the event 12,000 years ago. This seemingly fortifies our assertion that it is a regular threat during the cycle events and that it belongs alongside Campi Flegrei as one of the most worrisome volcanoes in the coming years, as the cycle is set to reset again. We greatly appreciate your support. Check out the links below the video in the description box. Check out last night's special video. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.